Life Among the Farmyard People, written by Clara Dillingham Pierson, narrated by Geoffrey Giuliano and Company. Hello, I'm author-actor Geoffrey Giuliano, and I am indeed very proud to present to you now one of classical literature's most iconic tales. From the world's greatest writers throughout history come the most thought-provoking, meaningful, and touching stories of the human spirit. So welcome to a world of artful storytelling from the masters of their craft.
The story that the swallow didn't tell. "Listen," said the nigh ox, "don't you hear some friends coming?" The off ox raised his head from the grass and stopped to brush away a fly, for you never could hurry either of the brothers. "I don't hear any footfalls," said he. "You should listen for wings, not feet," said the nigh ox, "and for voices, too." Even as he spoke, there floated down from the clear air overhead a soft tittle-ittle-lee, as though some bird were laughing for happiness. There was not a cloud in the sky, and the meadow was covered with thousands and thousands of green grass blades, each so small and tender, and yet together making a most beautiful carpet for the feet of the farmyard people, and offering them sweet and juicy food after their winter fare of hay and grain. Truly it was a day to make one laugh aloud for joy. The older tassels fluttered and danced in the spring breeze, while the smallest and shyest of the willow pussies crept from their little brown houses on the branches to grow in the sunshine. Tittle-ittle-lee, tittle-ittle-ittle-lee, and this time it was louder and clearer than before. "The swallows!" cried the oxen to each other. Then they straightened their long necks and bellowed to the horses, who were drawing the plow in the field beyond. "The swallows are coming!" As soon as the horses reached the end of the furrow and could rest a minute, they tossed their heads and whinnied with delight. Then they looked around at the farmer and wished that he knew enough of the farmyard language to understand what they wanted to tell him. They knew he would be glad to hear of their friend's return, for had they not seen him pick up a young swallow one day and put him in a safer place? Tittle-ittle-lee! And there was a sudden darkening of the sky above their heads, a whir of many wings, a chattering and laughing of soft voices, and the swallows had come. Perched on the ridgepole of the big barn, they rested and visited and heard all the news. The doves were there, walking up and down the sloping sides of the roof and cooing to each other about the simple things of everyday life. You know the doves stay home all winter, so it makes a great change when their neighbors, the swallows, return. They are firm friends in spite of their very different ways of living. There was never a dove who would be a swallow if he could. Yet the plump, quiet, gray and white doves dearly love the dashing swallows, and happy is the squab who can get a swallow to tell him stories of the great world. "Isn't it good to be home, home, home?" sang one swallow. "I never set my claws on another ridgepole as comfortable as this." "I'm going to look at my old nest," said a young swallow, as she suddenly flew down to the eaves. "I think I'll go too," said another young swallow, springing away from his perch. He was a handsome fellow, with a glistening dark blue head and back, a long forked tail which showed a white stripe on the underside, a rich buff vest, and a deep blue collar, all of the finest feathers. He loved the young swallow whom he was following, and he wanted to tell her so. "There is the nest where I was hatched," she said. "Would you think I was ever crowded in there with 5 brothers and sisters? It was a comfortable nest, too, before the winter winds and snow wore it away. I wonder how it would seem to be a fledgling again." She snuggled down in the old nest until he could see only her forked tail and her dainty head over the edge. Her vest was quite hidden, and the only light feathers that showed were the reddish buff ones on the throat and face. These were not so bright as his, but still she was beautiful to him. He loved every feather on her body. "I don't want you to be a fledgling again," he cried. "I want you to help me make a home under the eaves, a lovely little nest of mud and straw, where you can
Sample complete. Ready to continue?